Mimi. Michelle. I feel like I sound like my grandmother. My grandmother would call my name is Elaine. She would say, Yulin. So Michelle, are you okay? What is happening? Baby, I can only defend you for so long. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me. Why do I look ashy? I feel like I need lotion. What's going on? What's going on? Ayo with his ashy self has made me ashy too. Lord have mercy. We're reviewing Love Island Season 11, Episode 7. We do whatever we want on this channel if you couldn't tell, okay? So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video. Subscribe and hit the bell and leave a comment down below. Wow, no, my face actually needed that. Get the ash out of here. Can we get rid of Io, please? I can't do this anymore. So, we're back to the game. The game is not over. Omar thinks that Nicole is a game player, and Samantha actually wanted Harriet to be picked for that. Harriet didn't take too kindly to that. Uma is most interested in Io and Omar was moaning in her mouth. So she laughed in his face. These men are so moist. I need another black man. These black men, I don't know. Give me another one, please. Thank you. Harriet tried to do, what was she doing? She was trying to like jump on him to pop Ronnie's balloon, and it wasn't really working out. And then she kissed Ronnie as the sexiest islander in the villa. And even Ronnie was like, there are sexier men outside of me. Like, I don't know why you're kissing me. That is crazy. And last was Joey, who was acting so conflicted when asked who he'd want to share a bed with outside of his partner. He picked Jess. Samantha was trying to act like she wasn't bothered, but as we know, she was very bothered. So after the game, Mimi decides to hang things up. Well, at least she's saying she's hanging things up with Io.
Yeah, I'm throwing the towel in, mate. Honestly, they can carry on getting to know each other. Like, she don't have to worry about me. I'm simply just gonna remove myself from the situation. Yeah, whatever.
Here I have it written. Of course, this was before I saw the end of the episode. Thank God, because he hasn't been putting in the effort for days. And you keep the door open for what? Well, ain't nothing to thank God for yet, because it seems like she's gonna go back, child. Uma talks to Io and tells him that he hasn't handled the situation properly because Mimi looks like a mug. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw somebody on Twitter say, at this point, why hasn't Mimi had that girl-to-girl chat about the situation? As far as we're concerned, we haven't seen it yet. So I did wonder that as well. I'm like, if you're concerned about Mimi looking like a mug, why don't you talk to Mimi? Because Io's not gonna close off anything from either of you girls. Like, he's going to accept anything you give him. It's a tough one, you know, because I don't think Uma actually owes Mimi any explanation. The person who does is Io in this situation, but she's sounding like she's so concerned about Mimi looking like a mug. She even said this in the previous episode, and I'm like, when have we seen this girl-to-girl chat where she is checking in on Mimi to make sure that that's not the case? Like, that's the concern that I have. And Uma's information is all coming from these other girls and not from Mimi. Why don't you talk to Mimi?
And to clarify, I know that Uma had a conversation with Mimi after the recoupling, but to me, that's a different conversation than what Uma is addressing right now. This is more so about how Io has been treating her rather than Mimi almost going home based on Uma's decision to pick Io.
I don't know. Anyways, Io says that everything he has said to both women is still valid, but me personally, he's definitely chasing Uma more than he is Mimi, so I don't think the things that he's saying to Mimi are as valid as he thinks that they are. Your actions are proving otherwise. I don't think he's done anything disrespectful, at least not blatantly disrespectful, but your words aren't lining up with your actions. Let's be real. And then Uma confirms that Ayo was indeed laughing after their kiss, which proves that that last edit, although I do think that the specific laugh was chopped and screwed to make it seem like he was a lot more jovial than he really was, but she confirmed that he was laughing, and it did make her feel bad on Mimi's behalf. But again, if you felt so bad on Mimi's behalf, like, go talk to Mimi. I don't know. Go talk to Mimi, man. That's all I'm saying. So anyways, Ayo tries to pull Mimi to clear the air. He says he doesn't want her to have a headache, or he doesn't want her to overthink. And she's like, I don't have a headache. I'm not going to overthink. I'm just not in the mood right now. So please leave me alone. And they decided to just part ways, and they're going to have a talk later on. Joey gives Harriet advice and says that she should lay it on thick with Ronnie. And immediately during that conversation, Ronnie takes Harriet to the hideaway.
Can I grab you?
Yeah, go on.
No remorse.
Thank you, Joey.
Do what you got to do.
Shock.
Go stand outside it and bang on the door.
Obviously, I'm with Jess coupled up, but she knows that I want to get to know you.
You know I fancy you. I fancied you since the beginning. Tell you what, though, if he does kiss her, no.
Yeah, no, that's Romeo done for sure.
Obviously, I would love to stay in it as well.
I don't think we can.
No.
Okay, should we go back?
This is why you should be careful what you gloat about, because Jess was here like, yeah, he kissed me first as the sexiest girl in the villa. But look now, after the game, who is he talking to first? Harriet. And where is she taking her? To the hideaway. And what are they doing in the hideaway? Kissing. It's so interesting, some of the things that the girls in this villa consider a flex. I'm like, okay, he kissed you first, but he kissed her second. Maybe he saved the best for last. Like, what? It ain't a flex. It's really not a flex. So, anyways, Harriet is the worst girl's girl I've ever seen who claims to be a girl's girl. Y'all know I don't claim to be a girl's girl. I claim to be a people person. Some people don't like that. I honestly don't give a damn. But if you say you are a girl's girl, I expect you to act like a girl's girl, and Harriet is not giving that energy. And so she is making out with this guy, and he's like, oh, I really want to stay the night. And she's like, no, that would be doing too much. Oh, so there is a line. You do have a conscience. Okay. Harriet, I've never seen somebody deliberately put themselves in a situation where they would be ostracized by most of the house. Like, at this point, who has she not pissed off? I think Patsy's the only one who she hasn't pissed off, but she also talks to Patsy about, like, the gossip. She hasn't yet been in direct conflict with Patsy, but I feel like that's coming too. Like, Harriet has no loyalties to anybody besides Joey, weirdly enough. When Ronnie and Harriet come out of the hideaway, Jess immediately darts at him and is like, did you kiss? Did you kiss? And he was like, yeah.
Did you just kiss her then?
Huh?
Did you just kiss her?
Yeah.
Are you actually taking the piss?
No.
He's sleeping on. He's definitely on the daybed tonight, mate.
Do you understand how that looks?
Yeah, I should have pulled you. I just didn't think after the challenge and that.
So now, in the space of 24 hours, you disrespected me again. You just make me look like an idiot. The priority there, for me, is your priority is more with her than me.
It's not though.
The way Ronnie doesn't give a shit. Like, this man doesn't care. I wish to be this unbothered in life. Oh my gosh, this man doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care. And now I'm convinced more than ever that he likes women who are unhinged. Because the fact that you're even pursuing Harriet at all proves to me that you like women who are unhinged. But him talking to Jess in this moment, I kind of felt like a part of him likes that she was getting fired up. He wasn't smirking or anything like that, but he keeps doing things that he knows are gonna piss her off. And then when she gives him lip about it, he still is like, but I want to pursue you though. Like, I think he likes it. I feel like he's doing it on purpose. I don't know. I'm not tripping. I feel like he's doing this on purpose. And whenever he apologizes to Jess, he has like no empathy in his voice. I don't hear remorse at all, but he's still wanting to explore things with Jess. And I'm like, no. He likes to take a piss out of her. And he likes that she's so fiery. And he likes that Harriet is so outspoken and dramatic with the theatrics. He likes this. I'm convinced. And then you have Harriet. Lord. This girl is accepting the victim role yet again and is acting like she doesn't know how we got into the situation.
Why is she telling me? Why? Look, why do you think she's done it? She's desperate.
Babe,
Don't speak to me, please.
I didn't know that was going to happen. And you know what? We were going to go speak to you. Like, I am sorry, Jess. Like, I didn't know that
Don't need to apologise to me. Crack on with him. I wouldn't want a boy, I want a man.
It is a gift, a skill, a talent to be this daft on purpose and then convince yourself that you are the victim. Wow. Like, Harriet will do things to deliberately put herself in a victim role and then she just sinks in it. She lives in that. What is that? Why is this happening to me? I don't understand. What's going on? I didn't even do anything. You had a choice to not kiss him. You had a choice to not kiss him. That kiss was consensual. And if it wasn't, that's a separate conversation altogether. You wanted to do it. You did it on purpose. Don't act like you don't know what's going on. I'm so glad that Jess was kind of giving her the business at the beginning. Eventually, she did say that her frustration is more with Ronnie than it is with Harriet. But honestly, I wouldn't mind if they gave Harriet a hard time at this point. Like, she is so insufferable. I don't know how they're living with her. I don't know how they're doing it. But I guess y'all are better than me, child. So in the morning, Uma tells Mimi that Io said he is leaning more in her direction. Finally, they've had this conversation to kind of compare notes. And I feel like at this point, Uma has had the same amount of time that Io had with Mimi before Uma's arrival. So I feel like we're at a point where Io could make a decision. So Io tells Ronnie that he's more into Uma, but then he obviously still wants to explore Mimi. Mimi says that she is protecting her heart and choosing to fall back and maybe give more attention to Omar. We know that's not going to happen. Joey tells Harriet that the kiss between her and Ronnie was not her fault. I don't know if Joey actually likes Harriet like a little sister or if this is revenge for getting him into the shenanigans in the second episode. Like, I don't know what his game plan is, but he's here for the drama, he's here for the carnage, and I'm here for the entertainment, so let's go. Then you have Jess, who says the kiss doesn't upset her, but she does admit that her ego was bruised by Ronnie. Jess and Harriet clear the air, and she makes it clear again that her frustration is with Ronnie and not Harriet. However, Harriet perceives this conversation as being patronizing. I didn't see it that way, but your feelings are valid, so all right. Ronnie pulls Jess for a chat so they can finally talk about everything that's happened so far.
My anger and frustration is towards you for the way you've made me feel twice now in like 24 hours.
Moving forward, if we do, like, I'll be honest with you and, like...
Yeah. For me, it's like actions speak louder than words now, and like, as long as you understand why I'm upset, and I think you probably do, kiss her again, then it's kind of like, yeah, that's me done.
Here's my thing with Ronnie. Isn't Ronnie 28, 29? I'm pretty sure he's late 20s, and if he's not... So this whole excuse of, oh, I'm bad with my words, or I didn't really know how to navigate the situation, it's falling on deaf ears for me, personally. I'm not believing him. At some point, you start to know what you do and don't want to do, what you do and don't want to say, how things can be perceived in certain ways. And like, you're grown, you're a big man. Why are you acting like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was gonna happen? That's why I'm convinced like this man loves the theatrics. He loves that it's getting a rise out of Jess. He likes it. I'm sorry. I'm convinced that he likes it. Another reason that makes me not believe him is he told Harriet he's done with the love triangle. He's done with the love triangle, sorry. She said she's done with the love triangles, and he said, well, let's hope this one works out. Like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And Jess, my sympathy for you is depleting because you called him out as a game player. He pissed you off in the speech. He pissed you off by going to the Hideaway with Harriet. This is now the third time. I mean, and the kiss, we could really add that as a fourth. Don't ask me why I can't lift up my ring finger, okay? This is now the fourth time you've been pissed off with him, and you're going to end this conversation saying like, well, as long as you know, grovel a little bit, it's fine. We'll be back together. Like, just let me know. But if you kiss her one more time, then I'm done. You're adding one more time? Really? Like, I don't know. At this point, I feel like you get what you get because you've seen him do what you perceive is disrespectful a few times now. And you're still moving forward. That's the issue that I have with Mimi as well. Like, Mimi, I love you, girl, but you are perceiving things that he is doing as disrespectful. But you're proceeding with him anyways. Like, when does the grace end? I feel like there's got to be a cap, guys. So earlier, I think Samantha was talking to Ronnie. She was joking about making Joey her boyfriend to keep him away from the other girls. And I'm like, it's giving stalker. Okay, it's a little bit scary. In the previous episode, she was quoting lines from Towie, The Only Way is Essex, which is the show that Joey was on, for those who don't know. And in this episode, he knew things like, oh yeah, your dad and your sister. No, she knew things about the dad, and she was like, you're really close with your sister. And it was, I don't know, to me, it would scare me. I don't think it's an issue that she's a fan of Joey. She didn't know Joey was gonna come on the show. Like, that's not her fault. If I was Joey, though, I would be concerned at the level of interest she has in me, considering she's a fan of me. I feel like it's a murky line when you deal with fans. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna learn later, but we'll see. Patsy is putting in that work with Omar. I feel like he's not really biting at this point, at least. She says, oh, do you think that we could fit in that single bed? And he was like, I'd probably push you off. The way I would have to run and hide because I'm trying to be flirty and you're here joking about pushing me off the bed. He could have been like, well, even if we have to lay on top of each other, I'm gonna do what I have to do. Like, there was a way to make it flirty and he chose not to be flirty. He was like, well, you gonna be off the bed. Oh my gosh. I'd have to run and hide. Mercy God. So Mimi vents to the girls about struggling to move on from Io. Girl, I feel you, but you have to.
It's just a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Because I do like him.
Obviously, I know somebody else has come in, but this is maybe the test you needed.
Every time I see him, I just want to cuddle him. Like, I look at him thinking,
Yeah, I think his head's a bit scrambled over it because he does really like you as well.
Yeah.
Mimi, I'm gonna need you to stand up, babes. I'm gonna need you to stand up. I struggle with this too, and I'm older than Mimi by like, she's 24? By like 4 years. So it's a long road ahead, sis. Hopefully you learn the lesson before I do. No answer is an answer. No answer is an answer. So she keeps looking to Io for this confirmation, this reassurance, this profession of feelings, this whatever, and she's not getting it in a way that pleases her. I feel like no answer is an answer. And if she would just stop seeking him out, I wonder how long it takes for him to look for her. I wonder. Because he can find Uma, no problem. But when it comes to looking for Mimi, he can't see, he's blind. Like, he can't find a girl. He can't find her. She has to go make herself seen for him to pay her attention. Like, Mimi? Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. She says she would rather spend... Wait, did she have this conversation beforehand? Yeah, she said she would rather spend all her time with him, even though there's another option in the villa. And I'm like, listen to what you're saying. You have two options, but you would rather be with one over the other, no questions asked. He has two options, and instead of being with you, he's somewhere else. I don't know what needs to be said after that. So anyways, in the evening, Samantha shares her frustrations with Joey because he's not being physically affectionate with her, and she's getting a little frustrated.
I was like, what do you like as a fella? And all that, and you were like, probably PZA and all that.
No, but I mean, you're saying that about the cuddling and this and that.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't just me.
I cuddle you in bed, though.
And I've cuddled you for about 3
'Cause
minutes.
this is an awesome...
We've had some little cuddles. It's baby steps. That's the truth.
I'm not being funny or nothing, but you are Joey Essex, so I know for the fact is, like...
If someone is with me for that reason, that's not for me.
Do you think I'm like that?
You keep bringing up like...
Because it's the truth, but it is the truth, that when even the
It's
girls.
not the truth. It's not. It doesn't matter.
But I'd like to think I'm your number one. Do you know what I mean?
Child, not a pity kiss. Oh, Lord. That pity kiss at the end, I'd cry. I would cry. Oh my gosh. So I did not see him on The Only Way is Essex, but he doesn't translate to me as a guy who would struggle to be affectionate with someone. I feel like if he wanted to, he would. That's my impression of him. So Samantha was talking to Nicole earlier. I'm so glad that I can now differentiate these girls. She was talking to Nicole earlier and she was saying, I feel like if another girl came in who was more his type, he would beeline for her and he's only with me because I'm the only option. Yes. Spot on, girl. Absolutely. She's going to stick around because she's a fan, so what can you do? Omar and Patsy talk again, and this time, he was giving her a little bit more flirty energy.
Have you had a good day?
Yeah,
Hopefully
you?
not too good, because obviously I've not really been in there.
Since I've been here, I think you've defo caught my eye.
What kind of girl are you used to dating?
A bit flirty, quite sexy.
Yeah, I'm too sexy. I can't do quite.
You're too sexy?
I can't do quite sexy.
Hello. She's defo caught an eye for me, which is nice to know.
I will say, good on Patsy for putting herself out there. Personally, I cringe when women chase guys too much, and I feel like Patsy needs to take a step back a little bit and see if Omar is going to step towards her. It's the same question that I have for Mimi. Like, when you stop seeking for this person, do they come looking for you? I don't know. And I don't think Omar would be looking for Patsy prior to this conversation. This conversation, he was giving a little bit more energy, which is good for her. However, in the beach hut, he said he is basically flattered that she's interested in him, but I didn't hear him express interest back. So, yeah. Ayo and Mimi finally have a conversation where he says he's confused by the energy shift coming from Mimi because in his eyes, he's been very transparent about everything that's going on.
I don't feel like I've come to you and lied about anything in a sense. So I'm literally in a situation to get to know the girl more.
Like every time I look at you, I just want to give you a hug. Do you know what I mean? I want to give you a cuddle, but
you should do that though. Like I'm here. Like I haven't told nobody in this building that I'm closed off.
Someone's gonna get hurt at the end of the day. It's going to be a triangle.
Don't do all of that
I
stuff.
don't do triangles, babe.
These two are really irking me. They're really irking me, okay? She's like, oh, when I see you, I want to hug you. And he's like, do it. Girl, why would you tell him how down bad for him you are? Why would you do that? And of course he's going to say, do it. He's not going to... The man was fiending for a kiss the first day he met you. He's going to accept every advance. Like, I say here that I'm annoyed that he told that to her because he's going to accept all of her advances regardless of how it would potentially make her feel if he ultimately decides Uma. So for self-pleasure, of course he'll say yes. Hug me, kiss me, girl, take me down if you want to. But if he ends up picking Uma, how is that going to make Mimi feel? Knowing that you were accepting her affection and then deciding to go a different way. Like, I really wish Mimi did not say that. I really wish Mimi did not let this guy know how much of a hold he has on her. Because at this point, he could do whatever he wants with Uma and still revert back to her. And it seems like she'll take him back. Speaking of, there is a text at the end of the night. Oh, let me mention Sean real quickly because I know he's a background character, but he's actually trying, okay? He had a conversation with Jess. He was trying to flirt with her and it didn't really go anywhere because they were interrupted, but Sean is trying. All right, they get a text. Mimi and Omar are single. They get to decide, Lord have mercy, I'm so tongue-tied today. They get to decide if they want to couple up with each other or steal somebody else. So in their deliberation, she was like, well, we could be good together. You have something good with Uma. You have been exploring as well. I still have eyes for you, but not gonna lie, I'm looking at Ayo.
Do you feel like he still has the same energy
he's
for
just
you?
told me right now.
Which made Omar be like, well, hold on. That changes the dynamic for me. Like, if you're gonna go for Ayo, then let me look elsewhere, you know? And then they decide that they're gonna steal. So obviously she's gonna pick Ayo. There's There's nobody else. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, here we are. Okay, so we'll see what the decision is in the next episode. Yeah, all right, that's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm done.